Hello, I'm Catrina M. Craft, and you've just tuned into the Craft More Cash podcast, where finance meets innovation and strategy becomes reality. With over 2 decades navigating the twists and turns of accounting, tax, and business strategy, I've had the incredible opportunity to work with startups and Fortune 500 companies alike, crafting pathways for businesses to grow and thrive. I've tailored my expertise to serve the unique needs of industries ranging from real estate to creators to marketing and beyond. I'm on a mission to equip individuals with the financial savvy they need to succeed. Through my Wealth Intelligence course, I'm all about breaking down complex concepts into actionable strategies for business owners. Welcome to Craft More Cash. Let's make wealth building simple, fun, and effective. Ready to transform your financial journey? Hello. Today I want to talk to you about real estate investing. As a real estate investor since 2003, I have experienced the ups and downs of being a real estate investor. So let's talk about it. I've been asked if you should get a property manager. We have properties in our state where we live, in our city, and we self-manage. So we do not have a property manager. We have had property managers in the past, and their normal fees are 5% to 10% of the value of the rent. We've also had property managers that have charged a set fee depending on the number of houses. Sometimes if you have 5 or more houses, 10 or more houses, the property manager may give you a set fee per house. But you may decide, I don't want to fool with any of that. People I hear talk about, I don't want anybody calling me at night about a toilet fix, or I don't want someone to call me about fixing their light bulb. So if you don't want to manage your property, you may want to consider a property manager. And some of the things that I would definitely search when you're looking for a property manager is how many properties are they currently managing? What will be their fees? Are they going to do all the repairs? And when they do the repairs, are they charging a percentage over the repair value, which is their cost of managing? Will they charge you for renting the property a flat rate? Like, will they charge you first month's rent and that will be their fee? Or will they charge you a commission of the first month's rent once they put a tenant in there? What's their average time that they're suggesting that it will take to get a tenant in that property? So are they familiar with the area that they are planning to manage? If you have a house in a certain area, how many houses do they currently manage in that area? Are they familiar with the rents? How much rent should be averaged in that community that you're getting your rental property? Those are all very important things that you should ask for. We've also asked for rental comps. We want to know in that area what types of rents are standard. So what are the rental comps that are in that area? So before we decide how much we're going to put our home on the market for, we know what the comparable rents are in that area. So hopefully this has helped you with choosing, I want to manage myself or I want to hire a property manager. Remember, if you're managing yourself, you may get calls at 5 in the morning when someone says that air conditioner is out and it's 100 degrees, or, they have a flood, or water is, leaking, or their garage door is not working. I've even had someone tell me that they found a spider in their home. Now, that's going a little too far. I can't help you with that. What I would do is just wait till in the morning and maybe you need an exterminator. But until then, you need to step on that spider yourself. So remember, it is your decision. There are property managers out there. You definitely need to ask them questions to make sure they're a good fit for you And if you decide to manage yourself, to learn the ropes, and you want to have control of what is happening with your homes and your tenants, then self-managing is also a great option. One thing you need to be aware of is that there may be times where your property is not occupied. You're not receiving income for tenants. So you need to make sure that you're able to cover the mortgage notes, any utilities that need to be on while the property is being shown to potential tenants. And you also need to make sure you're able to maintain cutting the lawn, the upkeep of the house while you're looking for a tenant. We found that while we're looking for a tenant, we may have tenants come one day out of the week or 2 days out of the week, and we have the appointment scheduled where it's more like an open house. That way, we're not running back and forth to a house every time a tenant or prospect says they're interested in looking at a property. So we self-manage our properties. We don't have a property manager, so it's our responsibility to actually show the property. So we found for us that we pick 2 days out of the week, and we have a 2-hour to 3-hour span where we allow prospects to come and look at the property. Another item that we look at is we ask for an application process. So in our application, we definitely do background checks. We look for credit checks, but that is not necessarily a factor that causes us to reject someone, but it may bring questions up that you want to get answered from prospects, especially if they have default on rents or they've been kicked out of a property for certain reasons. You definitely want to question those types of items. Also on our rental application, we want to see how often people are moving because we're looking for long-term tenants. So if someone's jumping around year after year and they have a new address, that may not be a good candidate for our homes because we want long-term tenants. Every time someone moves out, you have to consider that you may have to repaint, you may have to recarpet. So that is expenses that you want to try to avoid. So looking at the application is very important that you're looking at those types of things. We also look for rents. Based on the rent amount, we want to look at the income of the tenant. And we like to see 3 times income based on the rent amount. So if the rent is $1,000, we want to see that our prospect is bringing home at least $3,000 because we feel that with the rent, they will be able to sustain the rent payment as well as look at the other expenses that they have in their lives. So hopefully this is giving you a little indication of when you are looking for a great tenant, some of the things that you may want to look for in an application when you have the application. You can charge an application fee if that is something you desire, something minimum. So where do I go from here? If you're interested in consultation about your business and how a customized tax plan will help you, we have consultations to go over your situation and maybe see if you would be a good fit to work with us. And then we develop a customized tax plan for you. What will be best for you as far as implementing your strategy, using a entity structure? What's the best entity structure for you? We go over different deductions that you can take. We look at your retirements. Retirement is a big piece as a business owner in maximizing taxes as well as planning for the future, because you can have a retirement plan and that retirement plan is a deduction in your business. So it's like the IRS is giving you money to fund your own retirement. Also, we look at wealth building. We're going to look at how are you protecting your wealth? Are you having trust? Do you have wills? Do you have estates? That's another piece. Do you have proper insurance to protect you? Then we implement. Once we have a customized plan, you can say, okay, thank you for this plan. I want to go off and I want to make sure that I'm doing it myself. But we know historically, if you don't have a coach or someone working with you, some of those plans may not be
put in place in time or properly. So we do offer implementation as well of the customized tax plan.
Stay tuned for more about real estate and how real estate helps increase your wealth.